Good evening, all. 5 minutes to 8. My live stream is starting 8 o'clock. I'm gonna start by sharing my live stream in the groups I'm in. So hang on. I'll be right there. I'm just sharing my live stream in my groups. Be right there. We're starting 8 o'clock. Hang in there, guys. Where else do I want to share this group? Welcome to this live stream, Sunday, what date do we have? 19th of April, 2020. Oh, I need to share it in my own group. 2 seconds. Yep. I hope you all are well and that you are hanging in there in these corona times. Here in Denmark we're actually starting to opening schools slowly. So we have had like 300 deaths. Yeah. I think it's on the way down, but you'll never know. Like I said, I'm gonna start my live stream here 2 minutes to 8 o'clock, and it's 2 minutes to 8. So, and like I normally do, I wanna tell you people that haven't seen me before. I love God, but I have no respect for religion. I have read the Bible and the Quran and a lot of Buddhist scripts and Hinduism and all the religions, and figured out that there's so many misinterpretations, misunderstanding, lies, illusions in those holy books that for me, religion is something that's going to die slowly, and we're going to have this universal love, universal mutual understanding about what this energy is that we call God, and that is going to be the future. And you're welcome to say hello, so I know you're here. If you have any questions or thoughts about spirituality, my work as a spiritual guide is based on what kind of work do you need to do when you go from a normal person to a spiritual person. So that is where my teaching, if you can call it that, but it's actually not teaching, it is, I'm helping you to remember. Because all the answers is inside of. Okay, the time is 8 o'clock. I'm gonna ding with my little singing ball as I normally do, and then I'm gonna start with a little prayer to invite my spiritual guides, the God, my soul group, whoever is out there in the spiritual realm that wants to support me and guide me in this live stream. I'm gonna say a little prayer about that. So hang in there. You're welcome to fold your hands and close your eyes. I do it. That's the way I do it. So, dear God and all the angels in the spiritual realm, my soul group, and whoever supports me, I humbly thank you for letting me do this work and letting you work through me. I am your humble servant, and I respond to your calls through my intuition, being in dreams, being in my thoughts, being in pictures, being in movies. I am open ears, and I'm ready here to be at your service. So feel free to guide me. Fill all the people up who are listening and looking up with love. Fill them up with what they miss and take away what they don't need. Amen. Thank you. So, and as usual, I don't know what I'm going to talk about in this live stream, but I'm always surprised that I get these intuitive hits, I get these downloads, I get these messages. So my live streams have all been around 1 hour, where I talk more or less the whole hour. And like I say in the beginning, you're more than welcome to ask questions if you are in doubt, if you have questions regarding how to move from a normal person to a spiritual person. But I think I've been around most of the questions in the live streams I've done here the last year, and they're all to be found on YouTube or on Facebook. When you just Google my name, I guess right here, Google my name, and you'll find everything. I'm the only person in the world called Sean Riget, so it's a blessing for me that I don't need to explain or give some kind of long address. You just Google my name and you pick whatever page you want to go onto and find the things you're searching for. I'm so happy that this frustrating time is more or less over. It's lagging to an end, and I've really prayed like crazy. My mentor started a praying group. Sorry for that. That's when I get a mail. If I disable that, then I don't see when I get mails. So sorry for that. I could turn down the sound. I will actually do that. That's again, I was guided right away. Turn off the sound. You don't need sound. My mentor told me that she wanted to make this prayer group that started every day 3 p.m. So wherever you are in the world and you start praying 3 p.m., that means that will be so many people praying all around the clock, all 24 hours a day. And the last time I heard her talking about how many was in the group, it was over 80,000 people who was praying at 3 o'clock p.m. And in my opinion, and we have seen a lot of proofs about when thousands, millions of people pray together at the same time, it has a big influence. And I've actually started my own prayer groups where I invite people in the number of 7 or 8 to get together once a week and talk about what kind of struggle they have in life, what work they're doing, what fights they're having, what spiritual struggles they might have, and like pray for each other. Because in my opinion and in how I see it works, it actually makes people heal faster. And that is the main reason for my mentor to make this prayer group 3 o'clock p.m. every day, that we are actually helping the world heal faster. When you send out good intentions, when you send out love and care, and you send out all this you have inside of you that you want to give to everybody else, you're sending out some vibrations that when it come back, it's gonna affect you, and it's gonna affect the whole. That means everybody. And that's the big part of being humble, that you are ready and able to actually be at service for other people. To like put yourself aside and say, okay, what can I do as a single person? How can I help people in the world? And praying is a really good place to start. I don't find praying easy, but my mentor said to me that look at it as a conversation with God that you're having, because every thought, everything said is a prayer. Every action you do has a consequence to the whole, to everybody in the world, even though that you can't see those consequences. The thing I thought about, I wanted to talk about in this live stream is that, and I've been around this subject so many times. Sorry. Self-esteem, the ability to trust yourself that you're doing the right things. Because I find this to be the most fundamental thing for you when you go from being in being a normal person to actually want to be interested in how do I start my spiritual practice, how do I start my spiritual curiosity. I can't remember that English word. That you're interested in changing yourself so you can find the best version of yourself. And I'm sorry in front that my English is not perfect, but I do the best I can. And the reason I want to bring up this subject again, self-esteem, is because I have been in the last couple of, the last week, maybe 10 days, been using a program called Omegle. Omegle is a program that where you go onto the website and you can actually have a face chat, audio video chat with a stranger. And I will say about 95% of all people are like suffering from a low self-esteem, are showing a black screen, are showing their ceiling, and now you really excuse me, but if you're ever going to try this program, Omegle, I'm going to warn you, there's a lot of people jerking off. I find that really disgusting, and it's another proof for that the world is really messed up. But what I've actually realized the last couple of days, because when I, for example, start my video chat, I have always video on, I have no problem showing my face and just being me. And somebody just write, "You're ugly," or whatever, something demeaning, something to put me down. I always say, I'm really sorry you're suffering from a low self-esteem, but putting me down only shows you're a coward. You have no self-respect and you have no self-love. How can other people love you and respect you if you don't love and respect yourself? And the really cool thing about this is that this guy that typed something demeaning and maybe was showing the ceiling suddenly turns his camera down and really apologized with their heart. It is like I'm actually waking people up from that illusion they are living, that because I feel so bad about myself, I'm gonna be a bully. And this is why the bullies bully over and over again, because they don't get that satisfaction they're actually looking for. And this is why it is not working. And I get into a really nice talk with people, and the reason I started to use this program Omegle was again because I'm thinking a lot of how can I reach people with this fundamental work that I think humans has to do when they go from a normal human being to a spiritual being. How can I reach people more than just on Facebook, on YouTube, on my homepage? So Omegle here is one of the pages I have been using, and the proof of that 95% of people are really not themselves. They are really far away from constructive behavior, from love and care, from mutual respect, from ethics, from morals. They're so far away. And if I sit there, for example, and I use the program for about 3-4 hours, I will have had four conversations, 5 conversations, and that is my proof. But I am reaching people. I am opening up hearts. I am planting seeds in people's hearts. People, they like listen to me, and I hear it over and over again. You are such a guy full of wisdom and knowledge and power and love and humbleness, and people follow me, they contact me, and they want to hear more about what they can do to actually change. And all change starts with yourself. All change start with that. You're going to change yourself from within, from the understanding of what are your dark sides, what are your character defects, what are your illusions, what lies are you living in your life, and get an understanding of, okay, this is not good for me, and then start from there. And I'm not saying this is an easy task, because it isn't, but humans go through so much self-created hell. I went through 25 years of self-created hell. And it is in this hell that you actually wake up and you realize, okay, there must be something else to life. All this darkness, all this madness, all this I'm mad at, and all this, why isn't thing working? Why ain't I finding the right girlfriend? Why can't I find the right job? I hate where I'm living, and so on and so on and so on. For me, it is very easy. The things you do that makes you feel bad, are you willing to stop doing that to start feeling better? It's all about self-realization. It's all about, like I was talking with this girl that I quickly felt was very frustrated about her life. She actually didn't tell me anything about the things she was frustrated about, but I could just feel it in her energy that she was sad, she was depressed, she was hurting. And I gave her this task that if you really want to work with yourself, this is the first step. You take a piece of paper, and I've said this so many times, and I'll say it the rest of my life, because my work is in the fundamental, in the beginning. This is where I love to work. I love to reach out to people and give them hope. You start with this piece of paper, and you write in the top of the paper, I don't love myself when. And then you write all the things down, one by one, what you don't love about yourself. Because this is like realizing your inner demons. This is like seeing them for the first time really clearly, and giving you the option and the chance to actually work with yourself, and like killing these inner demons, changing old patterns, reaction patterns and behavioral patterns. There's one of the things I say very often, and this is very much to the youngsters, that the day you let go of your need of being a victim is the day you start healing. And this is such an important lesson and sentence to say, because I have to be responsible for the person I am. You have to be responsible for the person you are. You have to take charge of your life and actually realize, okay, where is it I am, sorry for my language, fucking up my life? Where is it I'm screwing everything up? Which kind of actions do I need to change? And it is like you have 2 monkeys sitting on your shoulder. One is the good one and one is the bad one. One is light, one is dark, one is good, one is evil. And it's all up to you which one do you listen to? And an old Indian saying goes like this: that there is a boy that gets this story from his old grandpa, and his grandpa says, "You have two wolves in your life. One is a bad and evil wolf, and the other one is a good and humble and loving and caring wolf. And they're gonna follow you." And then the child asks him, "Which one survives?" And the old man says, very wise, "The one that you feed." So it's all about being a responsible person. Being a responsible person for who you are. Don't ask other people to like tell you you're okay, because that is not gonna work. It's like pissing in your pants. It'll warm for 5 seconds and then you get cold. One of my slogans is, "Blessed are the ones that don't need affirmation from others to love themselves." And this is so important and such a powerful sentence that I have to realize that the things that I'm searching for, the things that I miss, the things that I really want in my life, I have to give it to myself first. I have to be this strong person that's capable of keeping darkness out of my life, of like being aware of how much darkness surrounds me, how much bad energy is there, energy vampires, and all these things that people, they do unconsciously. For me, evil is evil, and it doesn't matter if it's unconsciously or if it's consciously. Evil is evil, and you have your free will. You can do whatever you want, but most people forget there are consequences to all actions. Yeah. Self-esteem. It's one of the most important fundamental bricks in your understanding of how you come from a normal person to a spiritual person. It's one of the most important things. What comes in that working with your self-esteem is conscious, is ethics, is moral, is forgiveness. Forgiveness is a present. Forgiveness is a really, really big subject, because people, they think that they need to forgive because of the other person. But in my world and my understanding, forgiveness is done because you want to keep your own energy. And people that doesn't forgive, they're carrying a grudge, and that will pollute their inner energy. That will pollute their way of thinking and behaving and reacting. Don't hang on to pain. Don't hang on to bad memories. Don't be concerned about how things should be. All these things lead straight to suffering. And these are the messages I'm coming with, remembering you that you always have a choice. You always have a choice, and the more insight you get, the better choices you'll make. Don't trust the book, don't trust the churches, don't trust friends, don't trust family. Trust yourself first of all. Be your best friend instead of being your own worst enemy. And this is a work that takes time. It is not done in a week, 14 days. It will take years. It will even take a whole lifetime. It will even take more than one lifetime. It depends on how willing you are to feel the power of change. Depending on how willing are you to actually do that soul search. And in this work of going from a normal person to a spiritual person, if you don't get God, if you don't get the energy that's surrounding us that we can be guided by, if you don't understand that's a part of spirituality, then you are going down a lot of streets that are troubling, because to be able to be humble and to pray, that's the only shield you have against darkness. And if there's one thing we all need, then it's a shield against darkness, because the world is so dark right now. And if you want to protect yourself, that is the only two things that actually works, in my opinion. To have faith, to start believing there's something between heaven and earth that can help you, and then start praying. Those things darkness don't like. And then find the courage to be true to yourself, be true to your friends, be true to your family, be true to your wife and children. And remember, please, if you're a parent, your children are gonna do what you do, they're not gonna do what you say. And this is why many parents, when they get children, they grow so fast, because they actually realize, okay, I have to be a really good parent, and then I have to stop doing this and that, because I don't want to see my children doing this. And one of the things that is most obvious is like cursing. I stopped myself cursing for many, many years, because I was like, okay, I don't want to invite darkness into my life. I don't want to like put spells on myself. These are spells, all these illusions you're living under, all these false theories, all these things you've been told and taught that you need to realize is not the truth, is not helping you. You need to change those out with your own self-realizations through your experience of living your life. Yeah. This is the way we're going, guys. This is the way we're going. And like I said so many times, I'm sorry that you are after me like you are, but the things that I'm about is everything that you actually miss in your heart. And like I wrote in one of my slogans, if people, they put you down or say destructive things to you, or like stalk you or whatever in a negative sense, that is because they're jealous. They don't have the ability to actually go down that road themselves, to actually start changing. So they would rather put other people down. Bullying is the thing that we're gonna work on and train the most to get out of our life. It's like saying, I don't want that. Like I say to so many people over and over again, I love you so much, but the way you behave, the way you treat yourself and others, are not welcome in my life. I'm not here to take your hand and follow you through and help you walk through all this. You have to do that yourself. I'll be supportive, I'll have talks with you, but you have to do the work yourself. But in my opinion, most people, they'll go back to their old lifestyle because they are not ready for the truth. To simplify things, they are not ready for the truth. The truth is what will set you free. Jesus said that it is one of the biggest universal laws, and another one is, I forgive them, they don't know any better. That is why forgiveness is so easy for a human. Every time you meet something that touches you in one way or another, forgive those people, forgive that situation, forgive those words, because they don't know any better. And when you like start to grow within yourself and you get some balls, I don't know how to say it else, you will actually start to say it out loud to the people, I forgive you, you don't know any better. We all deserve the best in the world. We all deserve to have some self-respect so we can respect others. We all need to figure out how much pain am I willing to go through? How much am I gonna let others, TV, radio, politics, police, government, family, work, control you? How much do you let other people control you? The only thing you can control is how you react, respond to these things, persons, situations, words. That's the only thing you can control. That's your reaction. And if you always react out of, I'm gonna keep my energy, I'm gonna protect myself, nothing is gonna disturb me, nothing is gonna steal my energy, I'm not gonna let it. When you get to that realization, that is where your life is gonna be more and more easy. When you take control of your own life and say, okay, I have the key to my heart, I'm gonna use it to find out how to be the best person, how to find my soul purpose here on earth. What is my purpose here on earth? This is a question a lot of people ask themselves, and this question pops up in their head because they're so confused, because they're being controlled by illusions, by lies, by government, by all these things. And in this time where we have this coronavirus going, I have not listened to all these theories about this and that, and this is why, and it comes from that, and I have not listened to all these conspiracy theories, because for me that is people trying to control people, and divinity and being divine has no need or wanting of controlling. Understanding is another case, but to understand you need the truth. And all these conspiracy theories, they're so far away from the truth. So I'm not listening to that. And I know this will pass. We have been through so many epidemics. We have so many deaths of the flu every year. But this has been blown up. And it could have gone horribly wrong if the government and the countries didn't do what they have done, like put us in quarantine for so long to like minimize the spread of the virus. That was the right thing to do. And I'm so sorry when you hear this video that you have been sitting in your house, that you have been struggling with your kids. I've met so many kids on this program, Omegle, and it has been 3 o'clock after midnight AM, and I'm like, why are you not sleeping? Yeah, I can go to bed whenever I want. It must be really hard to be a parent in these times, especially if you're a parent that has to go to work and your kids cannot go to school. But this will pass. So have faith, have hope. Use this time to actually figure out, this is a present, this is a blessing in disguise, in my opinion. I've said it before. You can look at it any way you want. You have a choice. But if you see it as a blessing, and here is a gift for you, the government has given you time to actually work with yourself, so you can actually start a spiritual practice. You can start eating well, you can exercise, you can... The things that makes you most vulnerable in this corona time is a bad immune system. And what is it you do to get a better immune system? That is all what I just described before. Workout, healthy food, nutrition, spiritual practice. Figure out what it is you need to change about yourself so you can start loving yourself. Start respecting yourself. Start being able to trust yourself. And to all you people that I see, there have not been that many people tonight, but I just saw one come in. To you, I will say to you, watch this video from the beginning. It's very hard to understand and catch what I'm talking about when you pop in like 34 minutes in the video. So when the video is finished, I'm going to publish it here on Facebook, and I'm going to publish it on YouTube. So, but I'm not controlled about what people think about me. I feel their frustration over and over again. I really feel their frustration. And I want to tell you this, revenge is an attack against your self-esteem. So if you are revengeful towards somebody that actually shows you love and care, you have to remember, if people doesn't say anything to you about the struggles you're going through, they don't care about you, or they have given up on you. But the people that actually take you aside and start talking with you and tell you things that you really need to hear, but it really hurts you, those people actually love and care about you. They want to support you in the change that you need so badly. So don't be like, fuck off, don't you have nothing to do in my life. Listen to that. This is love and care. The more people they want to help you and guide you and be supportive and be humble and try to help you find the best version of yourself, reach out. Say yes to that love, because revenge is an attack against your self-esteem, and this is all about building your self-esteem. So why would you attack your own self-esteem when you're trying to build it up? It's all about being a responsible person. So that was what I was thinking about my live stream tonight should be about. And I know many of my live streams subject has been self-esteem, but it's such an important subject. Self-esteem and codependency. We are all codependent in the whole world. We are all codependent, more or less. The point is how much you're controlled by it. And there are one of my live streams is actually only about codependency. So go find that live stream on YouTube under my playlist, live streams, and then find the one called codependency. You can also, like I have shared in that video, for example, there's a book called Codependency No More. It is the most wonderful book to work with this, and this is a book that will make you grow so fast. If you're willing to work with yourself, you can get rid of codependency in under half a year. But all these things go under the thing called self-realizations. It goes under the being aware, suddenly understanding what it is I need to do, what it is you need to do to start growing, to find the purpose in your life, to start loving yourself, respecting yourself, and unfortunately, it is not something that is built in our school system. It is not something we've been taught from children. I hope and I pray that in the next 100, 200 years, this spiritual blooming that's going on right now is going to affect the next generation and the next generation and the next generation so much that there will be less and less people living a destructive lifestyle, living in slow suicide, as I call it, and they drag other people down with them, unconsciously or consciously. I'm really sorry that the world is so messed up right now. We have to be careful and take care of ourselves and walk carefully when we walk through life, because there will always be darkness trying to, hey, come here, trying to invite you, trying to manipulate you to go another direction. And that is a tough work to actually stay on the right path, to actually have balls enough to say, no, that's not the way I'm going. I have realized that a long time ago, and I'm going to stay on the right path. So, yeah. That was actually what I had on my mind and what came to me intuitively, the downloads I got. So I think I'm going to stop my live stream. It's been a pleasure talking to you. It's been a pleasure being at service. It's been a pleasure reaching out and telling you guys and girls, women and men, that there are hope, but the hope starts with that you realize stuff. It starts with that are you sitting in the driver's seat of the car, or are you sitting behind the wheel in your life? I want to plant hope in people's lives. I want to plant a seed in their heart that can grow into a beautiful flower, and hopefully you have the will to actually water this seed so it can become this beautiful flower. But it takes some work. You have to work with it. You have to swallow your pride. You have to do some soul searching. You have to realize things. You have to change bad habits into good habits. You have to self-respect, self-love. You have to figure out what ethic and morals are, conscious. All these fundamental things. I was trying to tell one of my friends that my realization about figuring out that it was the fundamental things that actually made whatever house I tried to build on my fundament always broke down. And I was actually realizing that it was not depending on what I tried to build. No, it was depending on how was my fundament. The fundamental things that made me strong enough to build this house on top of this fundament. If there are rotten stones in that fundament, I have to take those rotten stones out and change them out with really hard stones. Realize the lies, the illusions you're living under, and put the truth in instead. This is the way to do it, and it's working, and it's gonna give you so much better life. I bless you all, and I wish you well. I send you all my love to you and your family. I'm gonna end this live stream with a little gratitude prayer, and just send out some positive vibrations. This is how I do my stuff. I'm a very humble, loving and caring person. So, yeah. Dear God, my soul group, everybody in the spiritual realm that has been here with me right now, thank you for guiding me. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for using me. And I humbly thank you for sending me the informations, the download intuitively to me, so I'm able time after time to speak for so long about really important things and fill people up that are listening to this video either live or on replay. Fill them up with everything they need and take away the things they don't need. Many people don't realize what they need and what they don't need, but you do. Help us all get through this time, so we'll come out on the other side even stronger with more insights. Amen. Blessed be you all. I love you all. Love, share and care. Sean Riget. Google my name. Is out. Peace.